Welcome to Parks and Recreation Today. I'm Brown Simpson, Parks and Recreation Director for the town of Fort Mill. Joining us today is our Media and Events Coordinator, Caroline Hasty. Caroline, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Caroline, you're brand new on the job here with the town of Fort Mill. Tell us a little bit about Caroline Hasty first.
Brown, I'm born and raised in Lancaster, South Carolina, and graduated from Winthrop, so I'm a proud Eagle. And I have two beautiful daughters and a fantastic supportive husband. And I love what I do. I've been in events for 17 years and I've thoroughly enjoyed this industry.
And I know you've got a background in the event side. Tell everybody where you started and how you ended up here.
Okay. Right out of college, I did a little bit of public relations for Carowinds, which was kind of fun. And but I got my first break in events working at Belk in the stores, in the Charlotte stores, doing events and fashion shows and so forth. That was a lot of fun. Our family was moved to Waxhaw, and I ended up staying at home with my girls and doing events for local schools and churches and just having a great time that way. And then the town approached me and asked if I would assume the role of their event coordinator. So I did that for 7-8 years, and then I had a stint at a high school doing events for a high school, which was fun. I got to know some high school students. And then from there, I went on to the city of Lancaster contacted me, and of course, I thought it was a great opportunity to highlight my town, my city that I grew up in. The moment I got there, the first thing I wanted to do was rebuild the walking tour for the city, and then I was able to start adding events. I was their first event coordinator. So my love for events has gone over the years, and then this opportunity came up in Fort Mill to work at the Strawberry Festival, which is a fantastic event. Makes me a little nervous because I'm walking in shoes, but I know you'll take good care of me, and that's a partnership with us. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot of things with the town of Fort Mill.
So you've been on the job now for 2 months. Talk a little bit about some of the things you've been involved with so far.
My first day, the moment I stepped into the door, we whirled around and went back out to put ribbons on the light poles in the town for Cookies for Kids cancer research. So that was pretty exciting. And then from there, we had the fire department's 100th anniversary and their first open house. So I've been going. We've been having a good time too. It's been exciting. I'm jumping in, getting to know folks, getting involved with the Fort Mill History Museum, which that is a fantastic group of folks. And
I think one of the things that makes what the job that you do is there's a lot of partnerships involved so far, and those were built in, so you'll be building on those also too. We do a lot of events here in the town of Fort Mill. I know we just got through with the Fall Festival and Veterans Day. There's some other events coming up. Talk a little bit about the ones that are coming up for the holiday season.
Well, you're right. We just finished with the Veterans Day ceremony, which was absolutely beautiful. I was taken away. I'm an emotional person when it comes to anything patriotic in our military, so it was a wonderful opportunity to be a part of a fantastic dedication to our veterans. The next events that we're going to have will be focused on Christmas. I'm super excited about the tree lighting. Fort Mill has many children that want to be involved, and the schools that want to be involved to sing and to light the tree and have Santa and all the beautiful lights. Super excited about that. And of course, our Christmas parade will be a morning time parade.
All right, so Caroline, the lighting of the Christmas tree will be on Thursday, December 3rd. What time will that start?
We will kick off officially at 7 p.m.
Okay, and then the Christmas parade is on Saturday, December the 5th?
That will be 2 days later, so you'll be ready for more excitement, holiday excitement, and we will kick off the parade. Step off begins at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right, and then we've got some other events coming up in first part of 2016. I know we got the Martin Luther King Jr. event coming up, and then the big one that you're going to be involved with is Strawberry Festival. Briefly tell us a little bit about your involvement so far with that.
First off, Brown, I'm so excited about being a part of that. We've known each other a while. We've shared events, going to conferences together and seeing each other. So being a part of the Strawberry Festival is very exciting to me. I keep learning from it and your committees and the people that are involved. This is truly a community event, and I wanted to be a part of that. we've got a chairperson that belongs to the community, and it's not just we're doing it, it's the community. That's huge. But yeah, we've, Barry's already been out there, you know, the mascot's already been out there dancing around, having some fun. So we've been plugging it here and there in little places, and just getting the committee built right now. We've got a couple of things that we're bringing back, and we're gonna have some little surprises in there as well.
Okay, and if anybody's interested in volunteering on the committee, how do they get in touch with you?
Please call us. The way the Strawberry Festival will go on for generations is if the community is involved. So please contact me at Town Hall at 803-547-2116, or drop me an email at chasty, it looks like Jasty, chasty@fortmillsc.gov.
Okay, well that's great. Well,
And of course you can go to our town website.
Well, Caroline, there's a lot of events that's going to happen throughout the year. We're looking forward to you being a part of this team. You've already been a big part of this team so far, the 2 months you've been on the job, so looking forward to having you work through all the festivals throughout the year.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to step away and take a break. We'll be back with part 2 right after these messages. Welcome back to Parks and Recreation today for segment 2. Joining us now is Justin Davis and Jason Ratterree, both programmers here in the Parks and Recreation Department. Guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Jason, tell us a little bit about you and your background.
I'm originally from Rock Hill. Upon graduating high school, I attended Winthrop University, where I graduated with my bachelor's degree in sports management. I was fortunate enough to get an internship while I was at Winthrop here at the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation. And upon graduating in December of 2010, I was able to acquire a full-time job here as athletic coordinator.
Okay, Justin, tell us a little about your background.
I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. I got my start at the City of Rock Hill Park Recreation and Tourism. I worked at the Upper Petaluma YMCA, where I was the athletic coordinator for 2 years, and then I was hired by the town of Fort Mill in January of 2013 as the athletic coordinator.
Okay. Now, Jason, you're now the athletic superintendent. Tell us a bit about what you do on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, me and Justin work very closely together with all types of sports, depending on the season we're in. We do day-to-day activities such as responding to emails and phone calls and dealing with parent issues if they have any. Also, we work very closely with the teams, whether we're doing drafting, evaluating, ordering jerseys, putting together schedules, making sure each day-to-day activity goes smoothly, and monitoring the weather. So we're pretty much involved in the entire process of the sports that we run.
Justin, we've got different seasons that we deal with: fall, winter, spring, and the summer. Cover quickly, if you can, the different sports that we offer during each season.
Fall, we offer football, fall baseball, girls fast pitch softball, and also soccer. Wintertime, we offer basketball from ages 5 to 18, and then springtime, we offer baseball, soccer, volleyball, and girls fast pitch softball.
Okay, and let's go back to touch briefly fall. We also offer a fall baseball program, and in the spring, a new program that's been around has been spring basketball. It's been a big hit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir. We started spring basketball about 4 years ago. It has really taken off in the years that we've had it.
Okay. We have some summer skill camps that we also promote too during the summer too, and we work with some of the local high schools. Briefly, which ones are they?
We offer basketball camp, girls fast pitch softball camp, baseball camp, and volleyball camp.
Okay. One of the big programs, Jason, that we have that we run over at the recreation complex is the tennis program. Billy McKinney is our tennis pro. Talk a little bit about what he offers 10 months out of the year.
Billy does a fantastic job with the tennis program. He offers camps for children ages 5 to pretty much 14. He offers summer camps for the kids year-round, for the summer and throughout the entire year. Like I said, he does it 10 months out of the year. He does a fantastic job with that. He certainly has the kids engaged and always wanting to play tennis. Billy's a really great guy.
Great pro, he definitely is. Justin, we work a lot with volunteers. We depend upon a lot with volunteers with our youth sports. Talk a bit about the process of what we do when we train the volunteers and we do background checks on the volunteers.
Each year we gather our volunteers that want to be a part of our program. We do training, football. We started Heads Up Football to teach kids, teach coaches how to teach kids how to properly tackle and keeping their head out of tackles. We also use NAYS, which is a youth sports organization that does trainings for coaches for certain sports. It shows them videos of training of stuff they can use during practice and just different coaching skills, just for plays and stuff that can be used during gameplay.
Okay, and a little bit about the background checks. How often do we do those on our volunteers?
We do mandatory background checks yearly. So if you started coaching in the fall and we did a background check the following fall, you will have to go through another background check. So go through a process. So we make sure the volunteers that are volunteering for us are checked through a national database to just get the background of make sure they are in compliance of being with our youth children. Okay,
and I think the key word that you said there, was it's a national background check, not a state check here in the state of South Carolina.
Yes, sir. It's all the way across the country.
Okay, all right, well that's great. I know that's important to parents when we have different programs, making sure that the volunteer is safe, and when we do that. Jason, let's talk a little bit about sponsorships. We have different businesses that sponsor. How can a business, if they're interested in sponsoring a team or teams, how can they go about being a part of that process?
Yeah, our sponsorship program is very important to us. As of right now, we have 38 yearly sponsors that stay with us throughout the year, sponsoring all types of sports: soccer, baseball, basketball, pretty much any sport that they're willing to want to jump into. We try to help them out and sponsor it. If they want to sponsor, they can go to fortmillsc.gov under our Parks and Recreation page. We have a page set aside just for sponsorships. They're able to go on there and fill out the 2 one-page forms, and if they have any questions, they can feel free to contact us. But the sponsorship program is very important to us. We like to have local stores or communities, or whoever that's sponsoring us. We offer to put their name on the back of the jersey for each team that they sponsor, and it's quite a good program to keep the community connected with the youth.
Okay, and then also those sponsors also listed on our website also too? At
fortmillsc.gov, yes sir.
Okay. Justin, let's talk a little bit about the usage of our website. We use that now, the fortmillsc.gov, and folks can go under the Parks and Recreation page. What do y'all post under that throughout the year?
We post under our Park and Recreation page. We have each section for each sport. It has a detailed information of what the sport is.
Description.
The description of it. And then it also has the schedules, the standings, rules, so parents can pull up the rules. So to understand some of the bylaws that recreation programs do, it's our bylaws, so they understand if there's some rule that they don't understand, it's on our website for them to understand, so that they can always go there and check on a ruling.
Okay. Jason, we've got spring sports registrations. I know it's not even December yet, but we'll start that process the 1st of December. Talk a little bit about the registration process, the time that we usually do registrations, the amount of time we do each sports registration, and when those are.
Spring registrations will begin the 1st of December and run through the 1st of February. For all our spring sports, you can register. You can go to fortmillsc.gov, which will take you to a link to get to the ASC Greenway website to register online, or you can register in person at the Recreation Complex on Tom Hall Street. That's what our spring registrations. We begin the 1st of June with our fall registrations. We run June until the 1st or 2nd week of August for our spring registrations. And then we just now wrapped up last week our winter basketball registrations that begins the middle of September and runs all the way to the 1st of November. And
we usually try to do these we give it 7 to 8 weeks.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we try to allow enough time for everyone to get in and get signed up, so we want to involve as many youth as possible in all our sports.
If anybody has questions about any different type of program that we run, or if they need to get in contact with you or Justin, how would they do that?
You can either call us at 803-547-2273, that's our work number, or you can go to the website at fortmillsc.gov under our Parks and Recreation page. You can click on myself or Justin's email and easily send us an email if you have any questions about anything. Or shoot us a call. We get back with people as soon as we can and try to answer any questions they may have.
Okay. One final question to both of you. Justin, why did you get in this field of work?
I started at age 15 keeping scorekeeping basketball at the local YMCA in Rock Hill. Sort of got into it, liked being around it, started to learn more about the background of it, and it sort of just found me, and it just was a good fit for me.
Okay. Jason?
A lot similar to as what Justin was saying. I grew up playing a lot of youth sports. I know how important youth sports is to not only the community, but for a child's development as a young human being. So it was very important for me to get into this field. It was something I was interested in college, and then kind of carry this over into a professional field as an adult. So I do enjoy what I do.
Justin, how many youth do we touch throughout the year here in the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department with youth sports?
We have about 3,500 youth each year.
Okay, that's a lot of youth that we're touching. Jason, quickly, we do run one adult sport, and that's in the summer. Briefly talk about that.
Yeah, we run summer adult church softball in the summertime. We begin games for that in the 1st of June, and it runs to the middle of August. It is through the churches. It kind of gives the adults an outlet. They watch their youth play sports year-round, so it kind of gives them an outlet to play something in the summertime while the kids are out of school. But that is summer adult church softball, and we get a lot of churches in our local area involved in that. We usually have about 36 teams that participate in that each summer.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you for your time and what you do on a daily basis here.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's Justin Davis and Jason Ratterree, both big parts of the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department athletic staff. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with segment 3. You're watching Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Today. Welcome back to part 3 of Parks and Recreation Today. Joining us in this segment will be Paul Iovanna and Robert Frady Jr. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Paul, if you will, tell us a bit about you and your background, and you've been with us now here with the town of Fort Mill for about a year and a half.
Yes, sir. I'm from Rock Hill. I previously worked at City of Rock Hill Park Correction and Tourism Field Maintenance, and I'm born and raised in Rock Hill.
And you've been in this line of work for how long now?
About 12 years now.
Okay. And Robert, you're a veteran here at the town of Fort Mill. You've been with the town now for how long?
Going on 27 years now.
Okay. We're glad to have both of you here with us. Paul, let's first of all start off with you and talk a little bit about athletic field maintenance and how important that job is for the town of Fort Mill. You're a crewman and you work with us on a daily basis with that. Talk a little bit about what your job involves and what you do on a daily basis.
Just prepping the ball fields for play for the boys and girls sports, baseball or football, either one. With baseball, we're going to have to line the fields, get the lines ready to go so they can play ball.
Okay. Now, y'all do a lot of prep work prior to that. Talk a little bit about what you do throughout the year with the fields.
We do fertilizing, mowing, make sure everything's edged so it looks perfect for the boys and girls.
And that's a year-round process too.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Robert, you work with us in park maintenance. You're a park ranger. Tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily basis.
Well, I come in every day to check the parks out and make sure they maintain nice and neat and clean and decent for the customers to come into to have birthday parties and they enjoy the parks and the facilities. And I also do as a janitor to make sure all the facilities clean, including the baseball parks and also right here at the gymnasium. I make sure this place is maintained as well for the customers and the public.
Okay. And Robert, you have a pretty big job on the weekends. You see a lot of the customers and everything. Some of we have a lot of, you talked about parties, birthday parties, things like that in the shelters and the parks. What do you enjoy the best about your job?
I enjoy all of it, really. And I maintain the Spratt building, the government facility building on Main Street for y'all, as party rentals when they rent the Spratt building as well.
Okay. Robert, you work with the public on a daily basis. What do you enjoy the most about working with the public in your job?
I enjoy getting everything ready and the parks and the Spratt building, everything ready for them. And my main goal is to please them, to please the public and to make sure it's decent for them. And I enjoy being around the public.
Okay. You definitely are.
Good fellowship with them.
You definitely are a people person, no doubt about it. Paul, let me go back over to you and talk to you a little bit about, you've been in this line of work now for 12 years. What enticed you to come to work for the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department?
Just a new experience. Been with Rock Hill off and on for about 10 years, and I thought it was time to move on to better myself. And plus, there's no place like Fort Mill.
You've been here with the town now for about 1.5 years now. What has impressed you the most about what you do on a daily basis?
It's just the camaraderie with you and everybody else working as a team. And the facilities are top notch. I enjoy every bit of it.
You know, one thing that we're looking at is future growth and the development of more parks and recreation facilities. With that will become more responsibilities, more workload and things like that. How do you look at that on a daily basis? Do you welcome that challenge?
Yes, sir, I do. Enjoy just working hard and make sure everything looks like Robert said, just make sure that everybody's pleased. And I welcome on the challenge just because do something different every day. That's the best thing about my job.
Okay. Robert, we're going to close out with you with this question. You've been with the town now for 27 years. You've seen a lot of change over that time period. What will be the one thing when you eventually retire that you're going to miss about your job with the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department?
Well, the one thing I'm really miss is all the customers, which is the people, the public, in other words. But the most that I'm gonna miss is seeing you and Jason Ratterree and all the staff. But like I said, God opens one door, closes one door, He's opened a new one for me. And I pray that whatever He's up to, that it's gonna be great for me. I'm strong in His word and strong in Him.
Well, guys, we appreciate what you do on a daily basis for the citizens of the town of Fort Mill and for the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department. And we appreciate y'all both being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
As we close out this section of Fort Mill Parks and Recreation today, let me say a special word of thanks to outgoing Mayor Danny Funderburk. Danny has served the town of Fort Mill for the last 12 years, 4 on town council and the last 8 as mayor. He has done a tremendous job in helping the growth of the Fort Mill Parks and Recreation Department along with the town council members that he has served with. We look also forward to working with Mayor-elect Gwen Savage and the future town council for the town of Fort Mill. This is Brown Simpson bidding all of you a great day.